Hello, hi David.
And with the upcoming.
So from the upcoming, such a pleasure to have you here with us. The Alien movies, right from that first one, was instantly iconic.
Yes.
What do you think it was about Xenomorph, the idea, the concepts that made it have such longevity?
Having the honor of working for Ridley as long as I have, it is the entirely original, visceral and primal nature of how these kinds of conceptions come into formulation, and Ridley, in some way, not to overreach a comparison, but I think he's a very Da Vinci-like figure, someone who's so observant of humanity, of history, of art, of science, and is able to sort of formulate those with real thought, causality, and intention. And as a result, I think we have a very visceral response to them. And then it's the unconventional ways he presents his stories. I mean, I think he took a lot of heat in the original Alien that he took 40 minutes until the film activated. And those are some of the same debates and challenges one has today, which is what's the audience's tolerance going to be? But when you are in the hands of a master, I think you feel that. And so you get on board that ship, and then, in that instance of that film, no one could have been prepared for what was to come.
I guess in terms of sort of staying true to the legacy and those key ingredients, what makes an Alien movie, what it is in terms of the action, body horror, as well as the philosophical ideas, female leads, it's all there. But this is a fresh spin, touching on things like AI, you're really dragging in some really contemporary concerns. So how did you want to kind of get that balance?
Well, I don't even know if it's a balance as much as what a series gives you an opportunity to do is really delve deep. It gives you a chance to both expand and to enlarge a lot of what ideas thematically and narratively and character-wise are introduced in the films. And that's what's enthralling about this. And I think one of the more astounding moments over the whole many years that we've been working on this is to have recently gotten to the final mix of the final episode of the first season and to realize how ambitious it is, but how accomplished it is, in many ways exceeding sort of our best hopes of what Noah would be able to deliver.
And, do you have a favorite moment or episode when you watch it back you can't wait for fans to see? And who would you find more terrifying, a Xenomorph or a corporate CEO?
Well, ultimately, I would find a corporate CEO more terrifying, because I think the Xenomorph is true to its nature, whereas the corporate CEO, in many ways, I think is diabolical and may bring down the entire species because of their hubris and self-interest. So that's the easier one to answer. The first question again.
Do you have a favorite episode or moment, without spoilers, I suppose, you can't wait for fans to see?
I think for any series, how you start and how you end, in many ways, is what resonates most with you. And the journey between the two really has to be accomplished to deliver on the premise and then ultimately the promise that you get at either end. And I think this is a show, and Noah is a creator and a craftsman who really manages to deliver at every step along that process.
Amazing. Nicely put. Thanks so much. Really enjoyed the night. Thank you.